What's left for the European Central Bank? What tools do they have left if a bank like Deutsche Bank starts to show serious problems and investors lose confidence? What can be done?
Well, I mean, I think that's the big question today. I mean, have the central banks run out of bullets?
Right.
You know, the ECB is meeting on the 10th of March, and I think the markets think they're going to do something, as they did, or they're going to posture in a way that makes the markets think that they're going to add tremendous liquidity. I don't know that is going to work, and I don't. I don't know that the Europeans think that that's going to work. Coordinated fiscal policy in Europe, which, I think at the formation of the euro, at some point, Europeans thought in Brussels thought that perhaps there would eventually be coordinated fiscal policy. We don't really see that. Right. Deutsche Bank can't go under without the German government coming and bailing it out. But gold senses that, and any bank bailout and the addition of that kind of liquidity, I think potentially weakens the euro, especially versus the dollar. It may not if assets completely explode, but then you could have but then you could have a situation where gold was going up with the assets if it's driven like it was in '08 by excess liquidity and bailouts. So, gold had a tremendous run from '08 into 2011. And that again was driven by excess liquidity from the U.S., from all the central banks.
It's interesting how, a year or two ago we were concerned about how much exposure Deutsche Bank had to the Greek banks. Now we're sitting here talking about Deutsche Bank itself.
Yeah, and Credit Suisse, and even HSBC, this is they've lost $100 billion in market cap. The excess regulation, the fines, they've really impaired the banks. Mm-hmm. And let's not forget, HSBC is the one that holds and stores the physical gold for the GLD ETF.
Sure.
And I think that, especially in the last 2 or 3 years, there have been a lot of questions from important investors about, the nature and structure of ETFs. And so I think this speaks to your clients, really, that there are tremendous number of advantages of holding physical over the ETF.
Sure.
And we have a very nice table here that shows the benefits of physical gold over ETFs or paper gold. And if you look down the list, you can see, okay, of course, physical gold and paper gold are both impacted by the gold price itself. Intraday liquidity is pretty good. Electronic order entry, they both have. Physical delivery is available through the HA platform, but it's very difficult and clunky on the ETF. Expensive. The metal stored with HAA is fully insured. It also provides geographic diversification. You can store in different regions. It's also non-bank storage. It's outside the banking system.
That's the biggest point for me. And your business partner, Steve Feldman, pointed this out to me recently, that if you're buying a safe haven asset like gold, why would you then turn around and give that safe haven asset to the exact entity that you're trying to guard against, right? A bank, specifically HSBC. Why would you have them hold and take that counterparty risk?
Yeah, especially since it's pretty clear that they're impaired at the moment.
Right.
I think it's easy. Why do people buy ETFs? I think it's probably better for trading if you're in and out.
Sure.
It's probably better for trading. There are also options. There's a very strong options market in the GLD. Those are reasons. I mean, I think you'd even say, look, if you want to trade, that's fine. But if you want to hold physical, if you want to hold gold and it's supposed to be, 5–10% of your portfolio, whether you call it a hedge, whether you call it a diversification, it really makes no sense. You're right. You're holding it as, I hate to use the word hedge because I feel it's its own asset. But as you just said, one of the main reasons is against the possibility that those banks have problems.